Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. Remember, we're here to talk about the key things you want to focus in 2025 to have a fun-filled 2025. All right. I want to talk about the key things you want to focus in 2025 to have a fulfilled 2025. Okay. So we talked about looking into your control your own actions in the first video. In this one, we'll talk about something else. Okay. This one, we'll talk about controlling your own reactions. All right. Let's get into it. All right, welcome back. So we're talking about controlling your own reactions. You see, in our first video, we talked about your own actions. But what are your reactions here? Your reactions are simply how you respond to what people are saying, how you react to what people are saying, what people are doing, or the influences coming from within the environment, right? So controlling your own reactions simply means that you have to be your own thermostat instead of just being the thermometer. Is a thermometer responds to whatever the environment says. You know, if it's hot, it shows you it's hot. If it's cold, it shows you it's cold. But what does the thermostat do? It controls. If you want it to be cold, if you want it to be a certain level, you put it there. When it becomes hot, it brings it down. When it becomes too cold, it raises it up to maintain it at that level. I want you to talk about this. Think about this year. What is your goal? Where do you want to be? What is your internal state this year? What do you want? What is your desired internal state? Do you want to be joyful? Do you want to just have a roller coaster year? Emotions? Do you want to have, I'm happy today, somebody says this tomorrow, and become bitter tomorrow, or the next hour somebody else says something and I change how I feel? Listen, you have to control your own reactions. Now, is there a possibility that everybody will do the things you love, or the things you want, or the things you like? The answer is no. So remember this. Things are never going to happen 100% the way you want. If it happens 100% the way you want, a lot of us won't be existing, right? Because sometimes people will offend us and say, you know what, I just wish this person would just disappear. And imagine if we all disappear. And the same includes you. You might offend someone and the person just wish, I just want to strangle this person. I just want this person to die, and you'll be gone. So it is a good thing that things does not always happen the way we want. In fact, it is a blessing that things does not always happen the way we desire it or the way we want it. Because some of us will put ourselves in a very dangerous situation. Some of us will die. Some of us will cease to exist if everything happens the way we want it. Let me give you an example. Your 2-3-year-old son or daughter or 10 years old daughter want to drive your vehicle, right? They want to use the car key. They want to go in and turn the steering. Imagine if they could drive it. You're going to lose the car and the child, right? So it's a good thing that things doesn't always happen the way we want it. Or we don't always get everything what we desire at once, right? So this is why we have to control our reactions. If not, we're going to have a roller coaster kind of emotions. But how do you control your reactions? How you control your reactions is linked to that first video about controlling your own actions. If you do not control your actions, it's hard to control your reactions. And this is why I want you to set for yourself your desired internal state, your desired default state. Do you want to be joyful? You have to make conscious effort, take actions by yourself for yourself to be happy. Now, it doesn't matter if I go for an interview, I don't get the job, I'm still happy. It doesn't matter if I'm driving down the road and somebody double crosses me, or somebody gives me middle finger, or somebody curses me. It doesn't change my mood for the day. It doesn't matter if I have food, or I come back at home and there's no food. It doesn't change my mood for the day. It doesn't matter what somebody says to me at the office. It doesn't change my mood for the day. If we can get to that level, if you can set such, standard for yourself, then it is so hard for anybody to make your day miserable. Let me tell you typically what happens. You're driving to the office and some guy double crosses you and almost hits you, And then you are angry, you're screaming to the guy, but unfortunately, the guy's window is all wind up, he doesn't even hear you. And then maybe you give him middle finger, he gives you middle finger, and everyone drives away, he goes the other way, you go the other way, and you are angry. You get to the office, you tell whoever cares to listen, and your day is ruined. You have multiple cups of coffee, your day is already ruined. And a client or a customer or a colleague says something and you lash out at them. Why? Because you're still glued to what happened on your way. You manage to go through the day in your office, you head back home, your wife or your husband says something to you, you lash out at them, your kids come and say something, you lash out at them. This is how messed up a lot of people are. Because you cannot control your own emotions. You cannot control your own internal state. But if you could set a default for yourself and understand that, see, you are in charge of this. You are not in charge of any other thing. You are not in charge of how people treat you at the office. No. You are not in charge of how your kids will behave. No. You are not in charge of how your husband or your wife will behave. No, you are not. But what you are in charge of is how you react and how you respond to anything. That is your responsibility. But understand this. If you do not take control of this, you are just a simple slave. Sorry to say that. So, because all it takes is for anybody to just ruin your day by doing the very things you don't like, or saying something that you wouldn't appreciate, they will ruin your day. But how would you want people to ruin your day? How would you want to be in charge of your own actions? How would you want to be in charge of your own reactions? How would you want to look at things that you just laugh and laugh it off and smile and walk away? People be like, what's wrong with this one? Have you wondered? You get into the office or you drive, you see people in the store, and they're just full of joy, full of life. You'll be wondering, like, oh, it seems something, this person wants something, or this person, something good. I tell you, oh, I'm fine, it's just okay. And you meet people, sometimes people are going through hard times, even worse than you can ever imagine. And you see them, they're all smiling. I'll be wondering, like, what is wrong with this person? In this day and age, it is, if you see someone who is really joyful, despite what is going on in their life, it looks like they're abnormal. It looks like they are sick. No. That should not happen. That should not be the case. The truth is, that should actually be the fact that they are joyful, the fact you remain joyful as well, what is going on, should be the default setting. Let me tell you what that does. There's tons of scientific evidence that when you do that, first of all, you look good. Secondly, you radiate. You are joyful, you radiate. When you are joyful, see, the joy hormones get released. Even your skin looks better. Your faces look better. You don't get all these wrinkles. Understand that. You attract good things to yourself because you can control how you react and how you respond to things. You just don't take things too hard so fast. Everything is going to start, the universe will start working to you. The maker of the universe will start working according to your feelings, according to how you react to things. Please understand this. Let me give you a typical example. If you see two people newly in love, they are so happy with each other, they are really joyful and in love with each other, what happens? Or newly married couples, you see their faces glow. You see them start to add weight and these things, their skin start to shine. You be like, man, marriage is good. Oh, no, not because marriage is good. It's simply because they are full of joy. Their body radiates the joy. You see, you cannot be bitter and be better. You cannot be bitter and look better. No, it's not going to happen. You cannot be bitter from the inside and look better outside. It's not going to happen. This is why anybody, in fact, especially the most wicked set of people we call wicked, They are bitter people. Nothing you do pleases them. Each time you look at them, they start to look older and older. This is why you need to control your reactions. If you do not control that, understand this: you do not have control for yourself. You don't have to control. You do not have control for your future, because your reactions defines who you are. Your reactions define how mature you are. Your reaction shows how mature you are, how learned you are. This is the reason why you see a lot of people, PhD holders, multiple degrees, but unfortunately, they can't even control themselves. Go to the cell today. Go to the prisons. In fact, even the graveyards. A lot of people are there because they could not control their reactions even for 5 minutes. And similar things are still happening. Go to the hospitals today. A lot of people are there because they could not control their reactions for a few minutes. The question is, are you able to? Would you decide to control your reactions this year? What good will it do you? So much good. It will benefit you, and anybody around you will feel it. And you will start to attract better and better things to yourself. But I know it's not easy. I'm going to tell you that. It's not easy. If it's easy, everybody would do it. This is why you have to decide, like I said in the first video, your actions. You have to decide to purposely work towards it. Decide every day, as you step out of your house, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, you know what? It doesn't matter what happens today. I'm not gonna be angry. It doesn't matter what happens today. I'm gonna be joyful. You're driving down the road, you're wasting whatever song that makes sense to you, or you're playing whatever song that makes to you, you're humming it, and all that. So people think that, oh my goodness, this guy is always joyful, he's always singing, he's always happy. Or maybe you dance, you handshake people, you high five people. Decide to do that. You want promotions in your office, do it. You want your body you want to look better facially, do it. You want to look, younger, do that. Do it consistently, and you thank us later. You thank me later. Decide every morning, instead of being in that anger, in that environment where it looks like, oh, everything is pointing towards making you angry. Take a walk. Step out for a minute. Say, guys, excuse me, I'll be right back. Go out, talk to yourself, listen to something. Talk to maybe your husband or your wife, whoever makes you happy. Get into that environment. Change the whole scenario. Tell yourself, consciously, I'm not going to get angry. It's okay to disagree. Understand this. You can disagree and not still get angry. So when I say, I don't mean that you should always agree with everything. No, disagree and tell people, you know what, I'm not excited about these actions or this behavior or these reactions of yours, but it's okay. I just want to say it out to you, but don't take it too hard. Still remain joyful. Within you, you can. Is it going to be easy? No, once again. But is it doable? Yes, it's doable. I want to encourage you to take action. You see, happy thoughts makes you have a healthy life. Happy thoughts, scientifically, medically, makes you have a healthy life. Unhappy thoughts brings all sort of situations, all sort of sicknesses, including cancer and the likes. Unhappy thoughts. This is why you must decide. Do you want a healthy life this year? Decide to be happy. Decide to control your reactions. Do you want a joyful family? Decide not to react to everything. Be joyful from within. I hope that you would decide. I hope that you would actually close your eyes when you're in that heated situation. Close your eyes and think about this message. Tell yourself, I'm bigger than this. I'm joyful. I'm a happy person. I cannot be getting angry. Do that, and you will have yourself to thank. All right. Thank you so much once again. I'm still your favorite host, Dr. Chukwemeka. Please subscribe. Send this message to your family, to your friends, to your colleagues, anywhere across. Subscribe to our channels all across the social media, YouTube, Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the rest. We'll be glad to talk with you and work with you every step of the way. All right. With that, thank you so much. Have a fun-filled